The top search trends for the month of March. Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin, and with us from Google is Molly VandenBerg. Hi, Molly.
Hi, Fred. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's been an eventful month on a number of fronts. I guess we'll start first with entertainment and the Oscars were tops and search trends there. Give us the overview.
No surprise to see that the Oscars were trending this month and this week especially. A lot of people were looking to stay up to date with the nominees and the winners. And we also saw interest in a number of different moments from the ceremony. One that I really loved was that Lady Gaga and Liza Minnelli, searches for that were spiking over 5,000%. They co-presented the award for Best Picture together, and it was very heartwarming to see them support each other.
You know, and this was even before there was interest, even before the Chris Rock and Will Smith confrontation there that's gotten so much publicity. One of the interesting things that you did was take a look at the most searched for Best Picture nominees before the ceremony and then after, and there were differences.
I thought this was really interesting too. Like you mentioned, we took a look before and after, and ahead of the ceremony, we saw The Power of the Dog be the most searched Best Picture nominee. And I think that had a lot to do with how many nominations it had. It was nominated for 12 different awards. A lot of people really expected the movie to do very well at the ceremony. And then that flipped afterwards, where Coda, of course, after winning Best Picture, was the top searched nominee. And I think it really goes to show that you can make those predictions, you can see what's nominated, but you never really know what's going to happen.
You also took a look at COVID and the searches related to that during March. So tell us what you found there. There's some interesting things.
This is really fascinating year over year. Of course, COVID was officially declared a pandemic in March of 2020. So we looked at the trending questions around COVID in 2020, 2021, and 2022. And I think by looking at that, you can really understand the journey that we've all been on. In 2020, the top trending question was, what is a pandemic? And then in 2021, it was, how long does the vaccine last? And now in 2022, it's, when can I go back to work after COVID? And that kind of progress, I think, is really testimonial to the past couple of years.
There were some other trending things during the month as well. In technology, for instance, what was on top there?
It was an interesting month for cryptocurrency. It was very up and down. So we saw that reflected in the search trends. Of course, people come to Google quite a bit asking questions like, should I invest in insert currency here? Cryptocurrency is one of those top 5, but also crypto crash had spiked about 600%. So a lot of people staying up to date with that market.
In the culture category, Women's History Month garnered a lot of attention.
It really did, and it's always heartwarming to see. We see people looking up quotes from famous women. We also see a lot of people brushing up on their history and doing research. So when we look at things like first woman in space was definitely one, and that was Valentina Tereshkova in 1963. We also saw first woman to run for president being searched, which was Victoria Woodhull, who really headed up the suffrage movement, and also first woman to win a Nobel Prize, which was Marie Curie. So always nice to see those names that we maybe don't have top of mind every single day of the year, to make sure that they are being respected and getting their due diligence.
And I guess the month of March in sports was dominated by what we've come to call March Madness.
Indeed, March Madness, and it has been a wild time during this tournament. The top trending question overall is, where is St. Peter's? Of course, the St. Peter's Peacocks from Jersey City, New Jersey, had quite the historic run, and I'm bummed to see that they are no longer in the tournament, but people are still staying up to date with the latest games. We're heading into the Final Four this coming weekend, and so people are searching for the men's and women's teams. The top search men's team right now is Duke, so we'll see if that's any predictor of who wins. And in the women's side, it's Connecticut. So good luck to all of them.
Finally, you had a category that you call odd news. And what was trending there?
This is certainly odd news, and that's the best way I can think to describe it. Giant spiders were trending. I don't want to freak anyone out, but I can say that searches for spiders falling from the sky spiked over 5,000% this month as we looked into the story following the University of Georgia researchers about the Joro spider. Now, these are not poisonous spiders, but they are relatively large. They're about the size of your palm, and they are expected to make fall in the East Coast and using their webs as parachutes to fall from the sky and disperse.
Whatever happened to the eensy beensy spider? Those are.
I'd prefer that, Fred, I'll tell you.
Is there a place people can go to for more info, Molly?
You can head to google.com/trends to learn more about all of these topics and more.
Terrific. Molly VandenBerg, thank you for taking the time with us.
Thank you so much for having me, Fred.